Just talk to me quickly about SWIFT and what that means for the global banking industry, if indeed these sanctions that have been proposed are followed through.
There's a little misinformation today. The government's going to decide how to use sanctions, how to use SWIFT. I don't want to bore your users. A sanction says I cannot do business with you. A SWIFT thing says I can't use a communication to do business with you. I can still do business with you. And there are a lot of workarounds on SWIFT, so there are different tools to be used for different reasons. And the banks are talking to the government so everyone understands the issues, not because they're for or against any particular thing.
On the question
but these war doesn't always follow the path you want. Financial sanctions don't always follow the path you want, so people should be very thoughtful how they go about these things.
But the question of workarounds to SWIFT is a very important one, because that seems to be a concern, that if an alternative system is established and begins to get traction, that can present real risks to the sort of financial stability of the West.
Well, but remember, they can just stop us from doing it by telling us. A sanction is very targeted, very specific, very clean, and depending on how you apply it, you can apply that in multiple ways that you can't get around. There's no workaround in that kind of sanction, nor should there be. I'm an American patriot, and we're going to do what the American government tells us to do, and so I think people worried, I think they're more worried about SWIFT about the unintended consequences. What countries you hurt, what people are going to do workarounds, how you fix that in the case you should. And remember, the government itself wants to have an open conduit, it looks like, for energy payments. So there are a whole bunch of issues they got to work through.